up, me ducks? How are we all doing? Wow, don't the weeks roll by fast? Feels like 5 minutes since we was last here, but I hope everybody's okay. I'm just checking that my microphone is working. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And I'm going to pop open the chat. There's already over 50 people in just before we kick off. So I'll do the obligatory hellos as I like to do every week. So first one in was the lovely Marilyn, and thank you to everybody who's subscribed to Marilyn's channel after the shout out last week. And there's more content up this week. So yeah, I've just watched one this afternoon. And Golden, hello Golden. We've got Elspeth. We have Joe, hello Joe. We also have our Robin, hello Robin, nice to see you. We have Lily Rose. Cups of coffee have now kicked in and I'm zooming around like a cat. Our Kim, hello Kim, how are you? And my big sis Giselle is here. I hope you're feeling a lot better now. I've seen that you've put a video up. I've been working today. I've had a stand at an event. So I've added it to my watch later. So I'm looking forward to watching that. Saskia, hello Saskia. We have Witchy Wallflower, hello, nice to see you. And Dawn the Prawn, hello Dawn. Our Cheryl's here from Oneness Emporium. We also have David, hello David, nice to see you as always. And Kath, it's the first time I've managed to catch a live. Well, welcome Kath. Lovely to see you here. I'm glad you've been able to join us this week. We've also got SJ, hello. We have Gemini Thace, Gemini Thace, our Thace. Karina, nice to see you, Karina. We have Maze, hello Maze. You always watch the streams afterwards, but you've made a live as well. So you've got a first couple actually that are making the lives for the first time. Who else do we have? We have Nika from Nordic Tarot, hello. We have Grey Hayes, how are you doing? That's Greg, nice to see you. Nothing So Strange, hello. And Robbie, nice to see you, Robbie. Trio of Witches, Juno, Old Man Ferdinand, Ferdiad, I should say. I always say that wrong. I'm conscious that I say that wrong all the time. Adam's here. Hello, Adam. Nice to see you. Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Linda's here. Hi, Linda. We have Labrice. Vagabond. Nice to see you. My name is Maryline, but you certainly didn't mention my channel. I understand then that your channel must be Labrice Vagabond, but welcome. Forever We're After, greetings from snowy and frigid northern New York. Wow. We have Ollie, hello Ollie. Steph, hello Steph. Try not to miss anybody out. It's scrolling fast. Anna May Reed, nice to see you. And Laurie from Craggy Brook Witchery, nice to see you. And I think I've caught up. So welcome. How is everybody's week going? Have we all got a cuppa? It is so cold in the UK today. It is really, really cold. Like I said, I've worked today. We only have to work 2 Saturdays a year, which isn't too bad, doing an event. And it was in a big sports centre, huge leisure centre. And it was so cold all day, really, really cold. So I've come home, I put my comfies on, I've cranked the heating up, and I've made a nice cup of tea. When I take the lid off, you'll see all the steam coming from it. Oh, look at that. Oh, and I bought this cup. It's got one of them that has a filter in it, but I like the rubber lid because it kind of seals when you put it in, and it keeps it hotter for longer. If my friend Rob was watching, and he might watch it back, he'll be angry at me because he's a manager of a Bird and Blend, and I do love Bird and Blend. But they've opened a Whittards of Chelsea downstairs, so it's so easy just to nip in. And I went to get the cup because I saw it as I went past the other day on my way to work. I often look into the window, even the shop's not open at like 7 in the morning. And I just wanted some breakfast tea, some bog standard breakfast tea. And once you give your email for them to send you electronic receipts, you become a member. And she said to me, "Oh, you've actually got £9." So every time you get like points, I suppose. But when you get to a certain award, you can spend £9 in the shop on anything you want. So you've got your £9. So I had a look round, and I'd been looking at a bigger tin of this, and they do these little mini tins of teas, and I was going to get it, and I decided not to. So when she said that, I went and got, and these are £8.95. And there's just enough in them. I love these little caddies that they come in. They're really nice. And this one's got London Bus, Big Ben. So it's London themed. And it's the Covent Garden blend, number 62. And it's black tea with flavouring. Covent Garden blend, you can see here. But it's really nice. And when it says with flavouring, I thought, well, what sort of flavouring? Can't get the lid off now. But I thought, well, I'll give it a go. I can't get the lid off. I just took it off really easily to make the drink. I thought I'll give it a go and see what I think to it. And it is so nice. I think I pushed it down too far. Gosh, I feel I don't have. And you get this little on the inside. And I don't think you'll see it in there, but it's full of. It's got bergamot, and it's really nice. It's got a fruity and floral kind of taste to it. It's quite unusual. It's not as bergamoty as Earl Grey, bergamoty, but it's really, really good. So if anybody has a Whittards of Chelsea, I can highly recommend the Covent Garden one. So what's everybody else got? Let's have a look at some comments. Just let me have another sip because that is so good. And has everybody had a good week before we get going? And if I missed anybody else coming in, apologies. Hot water bottle under your feet, Simon, says Golden. Yeah. Well, I think I've mentioned before, I've got a lovely blanket. It was a Christmas present the Christmas before last. Maybe even 2 Christmases ago now. And it's a plug-in blanket. So I have a snuddy. I was going to come on wearing the snuddy because I thought I can't bother to get changed. Because I got home, put my PJ bottoms on and my snuddy. And about 20 minutes ago, I thought, should I just wear the snuddy? But I couldn't do it. So I get home, put my PJs on, my snuddy, and then get under this blanket and plug it in. And you feel so toasty. After an hour, because it's on high for an hour, and it drops to low. You can adjust it to go back up, but by that point, you're nice and warm, so it just keeps it really low. And it's something like 3p, as in 3 pence an hour on your bill. So that's not bad at all, really. Yeah, anyway, let's see. Hot water bottle under your feet. I've got up to another great mug, Simon. I've got so many mugs. So many mugs. Well, as you've seen, when I came back from New York at Christmas, all I seemed to buy was mugs. But I like this one. It's quite a nice size. It's quite big. But having that rubber lid on it really kind of stops it from moving about and really seals it and keeps the heat in for longer. We're having an ice storm. That cup looks great. An ice storm, wow. So it's forecast snow this weekend here, but when I came home it was just drizzle, so I don't think we're going to get snow. Hello from Avalon. Hello. I don't know if that's John or Chris or both of you, but hello. It's freezing here too. I've been looking at your Facebook page because you're closing for 5 days, aren't you? Is it a new carpet? But I think you're going to have a little bit of a move around in the shop as well. And I don't know if I mentioned it, Chris or John, or Chris and John, when we were there last time. But this year for Samhain, we're coming for a whole week, which I'm really looking forward to because it can be quite a trek down to Glastonbury. John and Chris, by the way, who are in the chat as Sons of Asgard, have a shop on the high street, and it's a fantastic shop. I've shown their products when I always do my Glastonbury haul each year. But we're coming down for a week, so can't wait to come and see what you've done with the store. Hello, Simon. Sorry I'm late. You're all right. Nice to see you, Trisha. Hope you're doing okay. Lots of people saying hello. My new tea passion is green tea and bergamot Earl Grey, and cornflowers is gone. I do love an Earl Grey. I really do. I quite like Lady Grey. Sandra and I were drinking Lady Grey when we was in Glastonbury. We bought some, and we had that every time we got back to the cottage. Decaf for Marilyn. Mint tea for Thace. Just watching American Coup. Oh, it's just jumped. What? It said in real time. Please tell me there's a coup. In real time. What? I don't know what that is, but oh dear. I've still got some mulled wine for Christmas. From Christmas, says Lily Rose. Are you drinking it then? Very difficult energies this week. No, something to do with the justice and injustice. Yeah. Simon has always been a plugged-in kind of guy with an electric personality. I certainly am in the evenings during winter. I'm very plugged in and switched on. The fall of Rome. I'm not sure what we're talking about now, but I was thinking how good he looked today too. What are you doing, Simon, to have that healthy glow about you? Well, I'm back on Slimming World. So I rejoined last month. I've lost 1.5 stone in 4 weeks. And I feel quite motivated. It was so tempting today because at the event, there's no cafe or anything in the leisure centre, but there was a table where you can go and get your drinks, and there was just loads of cakes. So I had the tiniest bit of flapjack, and that was my lunch. But I went to all the trouble last night of preparing some lunch, putting it in the fridge, set a reminder in my phone to say take lunch to work, and still forgot it. So that's tonight's meal. Simon, I've been watching your old Raven's Prophecy video today. Raven's Prophecy is going out of print. I don't know if you're aware. Cheryl's managed to get some copies for Oneness Emporium, but it's going out of print. So, yeah, if you didn't get it and you want it, head on over. See, I can't even remember doing a video on Raven's Prophecy. That must have been some years ago. Probably 2017? Wow. Have to tell myself to stop as I have too many mugs now. Don't even use them all. Yeah, and I did chuck out. I did chuck them out. Took them to work. Some, I'm not going to say boring mugs, but plainer mugs. I took some. I don't like the mugs. You know, if you went into like, I don't know. So I went down the road to Sherwood Forest to Major Oak, and you go in the gift shop, you just get those white mugs with like a transfer on them. I'd got quite a few of them from shows and things I've been to, like when I went to see Priscilla in the West End, Rocky Horror when it came here, and I buy the mugs and I never use them. The sort of mugs you would get in a canteen, aren't they? Those type. So I took a load into work. I like mugs like this for tea, or I like really sort of stoneware, earthy type mugs, or ones that are a little bit unusual. I do like big mugs as well. We're supposed to have freezing rain, but didn't. That's good. That's good. What else is happening? Simon, do you remember what brand the pine needle tea was that you received? Oh my gosh, that was a few years ago. I don't, because it wasn't a brand that's in the UK. It was really nice, because when I saw it, I thought pine needle tea, but good memory. That was a lot of years ago. Simon, have you heard that Royal Stafford has gone into liquidation? No, I hadn't. What a shame. Wow. Dog rose tea for me. I've not heard of dog rose, Karina. Hello, Geese J. Nice to see you. I'd love to know how you pronounce your name. I know every week I say it differently. What is Lady Grey tea? It's a tea that's it's very similar to Earl Grey, but it's a little bit more florally. But it's nice. It's nice. I like chamomile tea. I don't like chamomile tea. I remember people used to go on about it for sleep, because I'm a lot better now, but probably about anywhere between 8 to 10 years ago, I had terrible sleep, and I used to have such anxieties and worries. I would worry about worrying. Born worrier. And somebody suggested chamomile tea just before bed, and I tried it. Oh my gosh. I don't know why, the taste was horrific. Didn't like it at all. I think Lady Grey is similar to Earl Grey, but has a different flavour. Yeah, it's more subtle, I would say, and it's more floral. Hello, Charlene. I don't comment often, but love your content. Thank you so much, and I'm glad you have commented. So lovely to hear from you. Is that a new black jumper? Very stark and dapper. Newish. It's a size down. Joking. Blimey, Simon. Wow. Hello. Wow, that's amazing. Oh, this is, yeah. I know. It's fab. And I have done it before, but this time I'm not going to go like I did before, which was way too far. Yeah, so I'm in a healthier state of mind now. Hoping he is finally gone, but Musk is taking over anyway. What's happened? Hoping is finally gone. What has happened? Is there really a coup? I'm looking at no. Surely there'd be a news alert. The last news alert is 2 hours. What? It's hard to not doom scroll. Hoping he is finally gone, but Musk is taking over anyway. Well, he's not elected to take over, is he? I don't know what's happening. I have a huge Black Forest cheesecake in the fridge for hubby's birthday. It keeps calling my name, Linda. I can't have things like that in because, yeah, I can't. As Oscar Wilde once said, I can resist anything except for temptation. So if it's there, it's happening. So I don't know how you resist. I mean, a Black Forest Cato in the fridge. Oh, my life. It's like cheesecake is my kryptonite. It makes me weak. I love cheesecake. Absolutely adore it. Especially like a key lime pie. We call it key lime pie here, but when I was in New York, I had a key lime cheesecake, and it was from Magnolia Bakery, and it was amazing. Anyway, let's not talk about cakes. Is there going-ons in the state? That's what I want to know. Tara by Sunshiny Day says, I want to visit your home. That's nice. I've got a shortbread addiction. We're all talking about our weaknesses now when it comes to food, aren't we? I had pine needle beer once, says David. That sounds nice. Was it prickly, David? I had a flash flood of decks arrive this week, all at the same time. 15! 15! That sounds like my first year finding YouTube. Wow, 15 decks. I'm still waiting on the RWS deck. It's been 2 weeks. I've just got a feeling about it. I think it's going to bowl me over. I'm going to scroll down a bit just to see what's happening in the world. I like Russian Earl Grey. I've not tried Russian Earl Grey. It's not a coup. It's downsizing. Sarcasm. Buried in snow. Also, if you need to relax, I discovered BBC Radio 3 Unwind. Oh, I've not heard of that. Pumpkin cheesecake. Yes to cheesecake. Old Man Ferdiad is smoke cleansing all new decks and completely overdid the frankincense. Have to open the windows. Key lime yogurt helps cure the cravings. Key lime yogurt, we don't have that. But if we did, I would certainly have it. We've got, I think it's called Kvarg. It's like a skier type thick yogurt. It's really good on Slimming World. I think it's like 1 or maybe even half a sin. And they do banoffee pie flavored. They do a lemon meringue flavor, blueberry muffin, and they're really nice. And they just give you that hit if you want something sweet. The whole flat will be cleansed. I used to think you were Patrick Valenza. Me? You thought I was Patrick Valenza? I wish I had an inch of his talent, or an ounce of his talent, I should say. Russian Earl Grey is vodka with a tea bag dunked in it. Okay. There's no news on UK websites or the USA ones we can see here. Yeah, I think it's not a hoax, but I think somebody was referring to a coup, but perhaps it's not real. Simon, do you know of any RWS direct clones that are shadowy? There's plenty of shadow work decks, but not so many direct clones. And RWS in a shadow variety, Black Ritual, has a bash at it. There was one. Robin will probably, if Robin's still here, he'd know. That was quite dark and shadowy. I mean, I would check out Tarot Collectibles' website and have a look, see if there's something there. I seem to think there might be something there that's not just like the Halloween ones, but I think there was a dark, shadowy one on there. But yeah, do seem to recall one from years ago. This week I added Hexen 2.0. I watched a walkthrough of Hexen 2.0, and I don't know. Got thoughts on it. Conjure cards are good. I've got them. Starlaw Arcana, that's nice. I like Starlaw Arcana. Desert Illuminations. Wow. And the big Terra Volatile book. That's at the side of me. The Terra Volatile book. This conversation is making me hungry. I know. Tell me about it. Deadweight Tarot. That's the one. Yeah, Deadweight Tarot. That's a good one. I mean, yeah, you'd have to take a deep dive for Hexen 2.0, but I just I'm not sure. Yeah, I've got thoughts. Has anyone played with the impossible deck of Holy Souls? No, I haven't. We're talking of decks, but not dark decks. This is probably the complete opposite of a dark deck. Let's just have a sip of my tea first. I bought a deck. So I came home from the event today. I picked up a couple of bits. I needed some candles, so I've got some candles. I'm lighting a lot of candles, with it being the darker part of the year. And they do throw out some heat as well. It gets nice, and light some incense when you get home, put your lamps on, light some candles. So I went to Soster and Granny and got some candles, and then I took a walk over to the Contemporary Art Museum because they have a tarot section now in their gift shop, and it's quite a good. It's better than our. I nearly said Whittards, but it's not Whittards. Our bookshop, what's it called? Begins with a W. Same family as Barnes and Noble. Anyway, it will come to me. Now I want to say Watkins, and it's not Watkins. But anyway, it's got a better collection than in there. And I saw a deck that Watkins. No, it's the big chain over here of books. Waterstones. Thank you, David and Kath. Yeah, Waterstones. Gosh, sometimes my brain just shuts down, and the more I try and think of the word, the further away it goes. I can almost see it blurred, and then I'm like, "Oh, what is that?" Begins with a W, and then it goes further and further away. But anyway, and I'd asked Cheryl to see if she'd stocked it, and she didn't. She was going to, but didn't. And I don't want to buy from Amazon because I prefer to support businesses, local and like online, like Cheryl's. But I love the fact that the Contemporary Art Museum has a huge section on tarot and oracle decks. So I went in and they've got the Flower Child Tarot. And Sandra showed this, Sandra from Spirit of Avalon. And I was like, oh yeah, that's my jam. Because I'm polar opposites. I like dark and creepy and kind of serious decks, like my, if I pick this up, they're going to go everywhere. But like my huge Terra Volatile and things like that. And I love my RWS. But this kind of reminds me a little bit of like a deck that Tarot Collectibles would do, talking of them. It's very hippie, which is my vibe, child of the 70s and all that. And I love the colours in it. And there's loads of frogs. And I used to collect frogs. When I was married, it was our thing. And it did get ridiculous because every time it was a birthday or a Christmas, people would buy us some frog themed. And I'd got picture frames with frogs stuck on them that had been bought. Ceramic frogs, just, frog teapots, frog cookie jars, frogs on cushions. It just became where I was like, yeah, this is kind of getting a bit daft. Everything's just frogs. So I got rid of all the frogs, except for I've got one frog that's in the hall, which I affectionately refer to as Slapper Frog. And the Slapper Frog, a bit like Titty Bunny, Slapper Frog has been with me since 1999. And I just love her. I can't get rid of her. She smashed once, and I carefully glued her back together. You can still see the cracks, but yeah, it's so I thought I can't get rid of Slapper Frog. And she was handmade by a local artist who did pottery and things. Hello, Jackie. Nice to see you. Just seeing if there's any comments. If you do want, because once I get into something, I tend to lose track of the comments. If you do want to ask me anything or say something that you want me to see, please put it in capitals and I'll look out for it. So this is the Flower Child Tarot by Kira Sian. And you can already see the cool, psychedelic, vivid colours. And it's Page Street Publishing. Never heard of them, but it's a lovely rose petal finish box with spot gloss. And it says, imagine a place that inspires your soul. Do you see frogs working magic spells, fairies drinking from streams in a reverie, or an entrancing lady knight preparing her steed? Viral Instagram artist Kara Sian interprets the Rider-Waite, Aladdin Smith, major and minor arcana in a fresh way with vintage-inspired fairy core style. These vibrant, ethereal cards and accompanying guidebook bring playful yet meditative energy to daily card pulls, modern witchcraft divination practices, or just reading for fun with friends. So nice 2-part box. A little bit about the artist on the side, which I think is really nice as well. Put in a little bit about her on the side. Plain green on the inside, but lovely and sturdy. We've got quite a chunky little book. 192 pages. It is color coordinated on the edges for each suits and majors, which is handy. You get a full page for the image, and then you get a page of text. What I will say is that font is very tiny. So I would even under a bright ring light like this, I'd probably struggle. So if you do have you know, a visual impairment, this is going to be really difficult. You would need a magnifying glass. Hello, Holly. Lovely to see you. But you know, it's an RWS deck, so it's not a book that I will probably read anyway. The cards don't come wrapped or abandoned. They're nice and secure in this box. So I like that, particularly after what happened this week. If you saw my walkthrough the other day with that damaged, the damaged cards from the tight plastic band they put around it. Lovely matte finish. These are the backs, which I really like. And now I did pay a little bit extra for this than what I would have paid if I'd gone to said or aforementioned online giant. But I didn't mind. It wasn't that much more. And like I said, I'm supporting an art gallery that's in my city and is really important to the city. So I was happy to do that. But I'll just show you the cards. They're a standard tarot size. The cardstock is really nice. You can see it's a thick, chunky deck. Yeah, nice cards. Really good quality for what I would say is a relatively inexpensive deck. So here's our Fool, and I love the font. The font is really groovy. It does give you that kind of 70s vibe. We've got a frog here, a little grasshopper look. I love the sun and the sun's rays of pinks and yellows. But it's just a fun deck. And just look at the colours, the pinks and the yellows. The Magician. It's great quality for the price. Real flower power. Yeah, it is. Have you got this then, Adam? Love that font. Yeah, I love the font. Just realised I've got my it's on the wrong way around. I've got it on backwards. Let me turn it around. There we go. There we are. Oh, we have a fairy for our high priestess. She's sitting in the lotus position, look, on her throne. I love the pink and the yellow columns. Beautiful violet colour in the background. The colours are gorgeous, sumptuous. Naked alert if people are offended by nudity for our Empress. So we do have diversity there. We've got different skin tones. Love the 70s heart in the background and the flowers. The Emperor is a cool Emperor. Is not afraid to wear bright pink. Reminds me a bit of the Kitty Kahane deck. The art style is similar, yeah. And like I said, it kind of reminds me of like the groovy weight or the tripping weight or even the neon weight with some of the colours that Tarot Collectibles did. The Hierophant. Instead of having two supplicants, we've got these two beautiful flowers. We've got the cross keys. Our Lovers is two frogs. Look, a little cherub. I mean, how can we not love this deck? The Chariot is two little cats, a black cat and a white cat. Love the colours. Yeah, Marilyn, they're just really beautiful. Very clean lines as well. They are thicker black lines, but they're very neat and clean. Our Strength card. Look at the mane on that. lion. Oh gosh, this deck is so cute. I never apologise for nudity. I love the Hermit. It's Kermit the Hermit. I've always wanted a frog hermit. But again, look at that. Isn't it cool? I love the aura glows around him. It reminds me of the old Ready Breck adverts. If you're of a certain age in the UK, you'll remember the Ready Breck glow. The Wheel of Fortune is beautiful. We had astrological symbols in the corners. Justice. Weighing weighing a star and a moon. Or is it the sun and the moon? That's probably the sun, actually, not a star. The sun and the moon. The Hanged Man. Love the font. Yeah, the font is great. And I love that rainbow. That really is 70s, isn't it? Those colours and that design. Death is wonderful. So even though this is an RWS deck, I like the fact that we've got the skeleton. It's kind of like a more Marseille style deck than an RWS deck, but I love to see skeletons. Temperance. I love the archers and the sun rays behind. Look, the Temperance card. Crystal Tips and Alistair rainbow. That's it. Hello, Sparkly Warbler. Oh, I've missed your comment because it was scrolling really, really fast. Here's our devil. Look at that devil. She's pink and beautiful kind of butterfly wings, and then these horns on a mushroom. We've got two little frogs. The tower. I want this deck, even though my preferred is TDM. Star. The quality is really nice, really lovely. If every deck had this card stock, wow, really good. The moon. I see the moon and the moon sees me. I love the flowers, like little faces in the flowers. Again, it's quite different. Instead of two dogs or wolves and the crustacean. I mean, this sun card. Look at that. A little sprite or little baby fairy riding on the back of a white rabbit under this very 70s sun. Do you hear that drilling? Every night. I know I say it all the time. I hope you heard it. Who would be drilling every single night for like 2 years? Please tell me you hear it. Sometimes I think, do I just hear things? And then we have Judgment. Again, like in the moon card, we've got these little faces in the flowers. It's very trippy. And then we have our world card. The Driller. Did you hear it, Dawn? Look at that purple background. Love, love, love. So that's the majors. Is it a drill or a food mix assignment? It's got to. I mean, it could be, and that would make more sense. But it's a drill that's like a loud drill, you know, like when somebody's drilling into the wall and they hit a hard bit and they're like, it's like that every night. Every night. So we're into our ones. I'll go a little bit faster through the minors, and again, that's really RWS, isn't it? But the colours are lovely. An intense smoothie. Little frog looking out to sea, and just look at that sky, the stripy sky. The Four of Wands. My upstairs neighbour takes to using her vacuum cleaner on the hardwood floor late at night, so I know what you mean. Five of Wands, beautiful colours. Chat asks if there's a groovy style Marseille. Groovy style Marseille. No, I've got a diverse. I don't know where it is now, but I've got a Marseille deck that's. Is it this one? No, but I've got a Marseille deck somewhere that's called the Diverse Marseille, I think it is, and that's got some really nice, vivid, bright colours. My favourite Marseille, and it's not groovy, but it's very, in terms of all the different colours, is the Tarot des Ozarks. Oh, I love that one. I think that's possibly my favourite Marseille of all time. Look at the Six of Wands. She's riding a black cat. Seven. I love this. This is a great deck. And the 10. It's Chris here. I can see somebody saying hello to Chris, but I can't see him. Where is he? Oh, there. Hi, Chris. It's like I can't see him. The page. Now, this is like, put your sunglasses on. We're going back in time 50 years. But it's amazing. Love it. The Queen. I love that she's holding a sunflower. It's not upstairs, Dawn. I think it's not next door. There's only one. I've only got one neighbour. There's only four of us. Two this side, two that side. And it's not my neighbour, because if he was drilling into this wall, you know, you would hear it. It would be extremely loud. So I think it's downstairs below me, and maybe even one across, by the way the sound feels like it's coming. But no, it's not above me. I thought it'd be somebody drilling on the roof every night for 2 years. But did anybody hear it? You don't know what picks up on the mic or not. And now we're going into our cups. Again, look at that. Look at the sky. These colours. Two of Cups. I've been wondering what became of you. It's been a month or two. Get in touch. Catch me up. Yeah. Chris is, well, it's not for me to say. I was about to say, well, the reason why Chris hasn't been on, it's not for me to say. I had to catch myself there. He'll say why he's been busy. The Three of Cups. I love that. I love these little kind of fairy types. And look, so hippie. Six of Cups is just adorable. I mean, look at that. Little fairy with a frog. I love the little houses in the background as well with the pink roof. I haven't seen a card I don't like yet. We will all come with you, Simon. Where are we going? We will all come with you, Simon. Where are we going, Giselle? You're welcome to come. Eight of Cups. Beautiful. Look at that sun and moon. The 9. Just check out the driller. Do some investigating. 10 of Cups. Oh, what a happy card, look. Page. I'm coming up, Simon. This needs investigating. I'll bring Sandra. She can go first. The mystery of the haunted drill. I mean, there is an old legend about this building. Remind me to tell you after the cards, otherwise I'll go down a rabbit hole and I have to focus on one thing at a time. The Queen, beautiful. I love the King. Look at those colours. Look at that throne he's sitting on. Can we have a driller vlog, Simon? I'd have to be poised, won't I, to as soon as I hear it, because it doesn't last long. But then there are a couple of nights where I'll hear it, and then about 20 minutes later I'll hear it again, which also makes me think it's perhaps not a food blender. And now our swords. Look at the 2. Right, Giselle. 3 of Swords. I know what you think to 3 of Swords, and this is kind of traditional, but it's got a face. Does that help in any way? You're probably like, no. 4. Look at her lipstick. She's giving off goth girl vibes. Oh no, Simon. Driller killer, don't. See, we need to video your investigations, but if anything starts messing with me, I'm leaving you and Sandra to it. I really like the 6. I love everything about the 6. I like the fact that the figure is like cloaked, very shadowy. But look at the kind of the disturbed water as the boat moves out. And look at the kind of rainbow in the distance. And then we've got our frog friend again for the 7. The 8. This 9 of Swords is a little bit spooky because the whole deck is like vibrant and trippy and colourful. And then you've got your 9 of Swords, but look at the creepy eyes. It's a little bit. We've got the 10. I love the moon in the 10. Hello, Miss Tarot D. How are you? It's good to see you here. Page. Now, this is a proper knight on this card. Look, full armor. The Queen. And the King. And then our final suit is the Pentacles. I like the added touches. It's quite a traditional Pentacles card, RWS traditional Pentacles card, but I like the touch of the neon pink nail varnish on the hand there. Two. I should have perhaps done recorded a walkthrough of this and put some psychedelic music in the background, but with me getting it today, I was like, oh, I want to show this. A 4 of Pentacles is beautiful. Very sort of Woodstock vibe. The 5. The Pentacle suit is the least favorite in general. See, it was always my favorite. Now I'm somewhere between Pentacles and Cups. But I always loved the Pentacle suit. I still do love the Pentacle suit. Seven. Seen a little toadstool lot. Oh. 8. I love the matte feeling of these cards. They're so nice. No glare from the light or anything. The 9. Look at the size of that bird. She won't be able to hold it in that position for long. I love that the dog is replaced with a cat. I don't know why. I just love that little touch. We always see the dog, don't we, in the 10? But it's a little white cat. It's Scooby, Fred, and Velma. We on about Scooby-Doo? The Page, beautiful sun. I love the pink and yellow together. And look at the sun in the night. And that horse with a pink mane. Our beautiful queen with a little rabbit. And then we have our King of Pentacles to finish with. So what do you think? I saw Sandra show it, and I was like, oh, that's actually really, really nice. And as I said, ask Cheryl if she's got it. So when I saw it, I thought, yes, I've got to pick it up. And not a terribly expensive deck, really. So Gosh, the bongs have been on an hour. Time flies. Let's see. Let's have a catch up on what people are saying, or if there's been any questions that I might have missed. Hopefully, my tea is still some steam coming out of it still. Ooh. So let's have a look at the chat. I'm sure I saw my name tagged. Well, that's about the driller vlog. Nothing so strange as years ago, I had an upstairs neighbour, loud thumps and chains dragging late at night. Finally had to go and knock on the door and ask what in the world was going on. You can't leave it there. What did they say? What was going on? I can't believe the sentence just stops. I feel like the box doesn't do the cards justice in their fairiness. Yeah, I get what you mean. I like the fact that we've got the faces in the flowers, and it's a beautiful box, like I said, with the spot glass and the rose petal finish. And but I love the fact that it's Flower Child. It could have easily been called Flower Power, couldn't it? But yeah, I know what you mean. I think, but it's a nice design. I do think it's a nice design. Where are we? Please video it, Giselle. It should be his next vlog. I was thinking the same thing. This deck reminds of Tarot Collectibles art style. I feel like it does echo elements from their tripping, groovy spring tarot decks. The horse on the Knight of Cups was covered in flowers. Simon, your neighbour, will drill into the shops. They have a long way to go. Mind you, 2 years. If anybody's seen The Shawshank Redemption, how long was it? 20 years to go through the wall to make the escape with a little rock hammer. Robin says, Chris says, sorry, Robin, I didn't mean for anyone to worry. I'm definitely okay. I was doing a talk on tarot reading at the Holistic Market last weekend. Wow, you did a talk. That's fantastic. A legend. Someone winding Simon up. The face. It could be the driller killer. Yeah, I thought that, it could be some equipment for the building, like a heater that needs attention. Because sometimes, and it got really bad a few years ago, I had to get somebody out, and I've heard it in the building. I thought, oh, you need your tap sorting. Sometimes, if you turn the tap on, you get, I don't know if it's like air in the pipes, but this loud noise. And I used to feel quite bad because, when I used to, well, I still do, get up at 5:30 in the morning and you want to shower and that, and you think, oh, my neighbours must hear this. And in the end, I got somebody out to it and there was just some trapped air. But it's not that. It's a proper drilling sound. Naked frog alert. The water makes me think when oil spills. Yeah, it's got that sort of, oil slick with the beautiful colours, the iridescence. Psychedelically disturbed waters. I've got a glitter deck from Tarot Collectibles. They're fab, aren't they? Mine's the winter weight. That's a glitter edition. Reminds me a bit of the Wandering Star Tarot. On that black and white, the Wandering Star Tarot. Or am I thinking of a different one? It's hard to enjoy laying in a field of daisies with a back full of swords. The Pentacle suit is my... Oh, I read that, didn't I, about the Pentacles being your least favourite. I do love a rabbit in the Queen of Pentacles, though. Yeah. If it's missing, it's like... And it's like the salamander into it in the King of Wands. And the Black Cat and the Queen of Cups, etc. Hello, William. Nice to see you. Do you know, Greg, you said Santa falling off his sleigh in the Five of Pentacles. When I first saw that card, I thought it looks like Santa Claus. In case anybody missed it, I was like, yeah, that has like a Santa Claus vibe, doesn't it? This jumper... I smell perfume. Perfume on my jumper. I'm not quite sure why. This is the fabric softener. It's a nice smell, but you really wanted to know that, did you? Flower Child is such a commercially friendly, perfect deck, all-rounder, great for anyone weary of tarot, for slowly bringing someone into the spiritual world in a delicate way. Yeah, and I think sometimes we all need those decks, don't we? Where we just want something a little bit light, just to play around with sometimes. Was this deck originally a Kickstarter or straight to mass market? I don't know. I've not come across it before. I've not heard of it, but then I tend to avoid Kickstarter, so I might not know either. Tells us the legend of the building, Simon. Oh yes, the legend of the building. So where I am now is on the site of an old railway station. If you go to Google and you type in Nottingham Victoria railway station, it was demolished in the late 1960s. So in the 1960s, there was some person who decommissioned a number of train stations throughout the country. And lots of small towns and villages lost their train stations. And then, except for huge cities like Manchester and London, cities that had more than one tend to lose one of them. And there was one down by, it's called Midland train station. So if you see my vlogs of me going on trips, I've often filmed outside that train station. And it's nice, but the Victoria train station was beautiful. It's got a clock tower, and the only thing that remains is the clock tower. They kept it. And there's an entrance around that now into the shopping centre. But if you do Google it, you'll see the beautiful Victorian buildings, just really gorgeous. And it was called the Victoria train station because it was named after Queen Victoria. The hotel that I looked down into the bedrooms of, bizarrely, in front of me, was part of that train station as well. It's now a what they're called, the huge hotel chain, Hilton. It's a Hilton. But all of the train station was removed, and they built a shopping centre, and they built the apartment block, 460, I think it is, 460 apartments, of which I'm on the top of. But there's a old story about a railway worker that is supposed to haunt the area around the old train station, which is where I am. So when you was all talking about driller killers and all this sort of stuff, I remembered that story about the rail workers. Unfortunately, as well, it has got a reputation because as you come out of this building and go towards the bus station, which is at the far end, you go over a little bridge, and the old tracks used to come in through, because Nottingham is built on caves. It's known as the City of Caves. There's 800 caves below Nottingham City. And it had a name, I can't pronounce it, but I think it was an old Latin name, but it translates as City of Caves. Before it was called Nottingham, or before Nottingham it was called Snottingham, after Lord Snot. But if you look over, there's a sheer drop from the back end of the upper mall, because we're on different levels. So when you're upstairs on the upper mall, you can come out, and that's your only way out at that end. Because if you go out the main entrance, you're on the ground floor. It's really bizarre to try and explain it. So the shopping centre is 2 levels, but if you go out the top end, you're on ground floor. But if you're on the bottom, you go out the main entrance, you come out from the bottom floor. But then you go over this little bridge into the bus station. But if you look over the little bridge, there's this kind of like old tunnel network that you look down on, where the old tracks would have come into the train station. And unfortunately, some people have jumped from there. Poor souls that have, decided to end their lives, have jumped. So there's lots of negativity as well. So that was really the legend of the train station, was just about, there was a lot of people. And there was a rumour a few years ago that there were people that lost their lives constructing the shopping centre and the tower block, but there wasn't. There's no recorded facts of that. But it's so interesting to read the history of this part of the city where I live. Let me go back, see what I've missed. Giselle was once called Thelma. Don't know why. Simon, what was the history you were going to tell us of the buildings? That was that. Yeah, I've got to that. Can you imagine if we turned up on someone's doorstep asking what they were up to? It's really hard in this complex to work out where sound is coming from as well, because on this floor, like I say, there's only 2 facing west, 2 facing east. But then when you get down to the 10th floor, there's a whole block of about 20 to 30 apartments on each floor. But sound travels in the building because we're all connected. And I've had people knock on my door in the past and say, "What are you doing? What's that noise you're making? We can't." And I'm like, "Seriously, it's not me. I'm just sat watching TV. It's not me." And they look at it as if to say, "I'm sure it is, but it's not." Waterhammer, according to Keith. Waterhammer. I'm not sure what that's. Let's all visit Simon and go around his neighbours to dismantle the drill. Maybe the dentist has offered opened an office next door. Did someone hug you? Did someone hug me? Oh, the perfume. Yeah. Oh no, that was at work. That was at the event. I wasn't wearing this. No, this has come off the hanger in the spare room. It's washed, laundered, and it was just when I went like that, I thought, I smell perfume. I still smell perfume. It must be the fabric softener, but I've been snogging someone, Simon. No, clean on. That's the drilling, the station. It's always sad when the building is demolished. It really is. Let me see if I can show you. Here we go. I'll have to turn the brightness down. Then you get adverts. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Hopefully that's coming out. So that's the old train station. You see the tower in the middle, the clock tower, that's still there. That's the back entrance to the shopping centre. But I wanted to try and find one where it's got the hotel and everything. It's a really gorgeous... yes, this is it. Oh, just beautiful. Look at that. So I'm about here in the sky, but that's the hotel. The Hilton is still standing, it's next door. But all of this, so here is an entrance to the shopping centre, and there's another door into the shopping centre. You go either side of the clock tower, but it builds up to about here. My window looks down at this clock tower, but isn't it gorgeous? And that was like that till about 1968. And it's all gone. And I mean, in some ways, I wouldn't be living here. And there's a coloured version of it where it's been painted. But yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Right, let's go back to chat. And then we're at 20 past, so I'll have to pull a tarot tile and think about wrapping up. Simon, I watched a property programme recently that showed a train carriage turned into a home with some original signs. I love that kind of stuff. I love watching miniature homes, tiny homes. I watched one once, it was on YouTube, where somebody had made a home using a container, a shipping container, and it was fabulous. I confess that if it was haunted, I might be persuaded to stay for a good bottle of red. The name of the sound you hear with your tap, Simon. Oh, right, with you. Yeah, water hammer. Simon's been snogging the laundress. I am the laundress. Why do we knock down these beautiful buildings? I know. And do you know what is really criminal? Really criminal. And it pains me every time I walk past it. There used to be a street in Nottingham called Drury Hill. And if it was still here today, it would pull in loads of tourists because it was the same as the Shambles in York. Very narrow streets. And it came down a sharp hill. And years ago, they used to have a cesspit at the bottom. So you went down with your buckets and emptied your wastage each day. And twice a year, somebody would come and empty that. Imagine that job. And then it had lots of little shops and houses, and it got to a point at the top where you wouldn't be able to get a car through, but you could walk through. But the upstairs windows you could open and shake hands with the person that lived opposite you, and it was fantastic. Drury Hill, and they demolished it again in the 60s to build a shopping centre. We used to have two. It was called the Broadmarsh Shopping Centre, and it opened in the 1960s, just before this one, and it closed about 10 years ago. And in the last 5 years, they've bulldozed it, and it's just bulldozed now. But when they bulldozed it, on the side of one of the buildings on the front, they found the old sign that says Drury Hill. And Drury Hill looked amazing, and everybody, because the shopping centre they built was a horrible, concrete, ugly block shopping centre that lasted 40 years, and it's gone. And we could have still had Drury Hill and all that character, and it would have been such a tourist attraction, just like the Shambles in York. Here it is. Here is Drury Hill. And that's at the bottom, and it goes all the way up the hill to a point at the top where this is from the top end, Drury Hill. But there's a point right at the top, further up here, where I wonder if there's a picture where neighbours could shake hands. But look at that painting of it as well. Absolutely incredible. And it's gone, destroyed. That's the bit where the two meet at the top. Yeah, and it's just heartbreaking that they bulldozed it to build an ugly concrete shopping centre that's not even there anymore. But anyway, it's done, isn't it? But they did a huge survey as to what to do with that land, because they knocked down this shopping centre, went bust, knocked it down. But across the road, they put all these a big new bus station, car park, library, precinct all the area. So when you come out the train station now, the other train station, because it was really unsightly, you've got a nice view looking into the city. But there's all this space, and loads of people put rebuild Drury Hill. But you can't rebuild something that to try and look like it would have looked. You can't. So what they've now done is they're calling it Broadmarsh Green Space, and they've put a man-made lake and a walkway, gardens, just to make it look nice. But yeah, very short-sighted of them to do that. Anyway, let me get the comments up. I'll check for final comments, and then I'll pull a card for us all. That looks creepy. Yeah, Diagon Alley type Harry Potter, Forever Where After, exactly. And that's what She Who Won't Be Named took inspiration from, was like the Shambles. So on the Shambles in York, there is a Harry Potter shop. Anyway, let's pull a tarot tile. Give them a big stir around. Oh, we have a major. We have a major this week. We have the Justice card. Try and get it without a glare. So, Justice, a message for us this week then. So, communication. Communication is key this week. If you find yourself in a situation where you're having to assess the situation, just remember it's really important to remain objective and unbiased. What might be fair and or right to one person might not necessarily be fair or right to the other. And it's really important that if we're placed in that situation, we assess what's presented as facts, and to be open to listen, but to listen kind of objectionally, take a rational view. I love these tiles. They're great, aren't they? Yeah, I love these ones. These are the Jamie Sawyer ones, the 1909. And I know personally, and I'm sure there's many people out there as well, who are quite empathetic in situations like that. And sometimes you can find that you can get involved emotionally. And sometimes people say, well, my gut tells me. And you can't, we have to think about our association with the situation or the people involved. And sometimes we have to step back from that, weigh up the information, take a rational view, and then look to find the whole truth, put in any sort of prejudices or biases aside. So the reason why I'm kind of going with that line is I don't know. I think sometimes when the justice card comes up, sometimes we can be the person who we feel that it's upon us. But for this week, I think, maybe you'll find yourself in a position where you may need to weigh up the information that's presented to you. What a great card for this week. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in people's lives, or where we all are, but yeah, this week, put any biases aside and just take an objective view and gather as much factual information as you can before arriving at your where you are with your thought process on the situation. Yeah, have a fantastic week, everyone. I'll leave that out. Remember to pull a card and write it up for the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. So next Saturday, Spotlight returns. So Cheryl and I will be here at 7 p.m. Can't wait to do Spotlight again. It's been such a long time. But the time is right now for Cheryl. So we'll be here next Saturday. We've been looking at graphics for Spotlight because Cheryl's played around with it a bit. And if you are in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, she's posted in there for your thoughts about the wording, the style, and we're going to have a tweak around this week and rebrand it. But so do share your thoughts in there. But thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I've got a tag. In fact, I've got 2 tags in my mind that I've been thinking about, and I've been jotting some notes on them. I haven't done a tag for 2 years, so I'm not sure which one I'll go with, but I'm gonna have a go at doing that tomorrow afternoon because I've got a nice quiet day tomorrow. So hopefully I'll see you then. And yeah, have a great week, everyone. And until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.